Ricardo, the missus was just checking with you. Or checking with me to check with you. You're about to leave to go to the city with your in-laws, right? Start getting ready for the surgery. She's got a crazy memory and she's like, it's the 28th. Isn't he leaving around now? If you need to buy the DLCs for the game to have complete fun in PvE, PvP, reach endgame, or can just free to play. You can reach endgame with free to play. It's just you won't have access to all the activities with free to play. That's it. The latest DLC does give you access to more powerful and pinnacle rewards to help you reach higher light level, but you don't need it. It's not required. There's ways to get max light without it. But also, yeah, as Kroll says, Lightfall comes out in a month's time. So it'll reset the whole like power level grinding anyway. And everyone will start from kind of like the same point. Yeah, true, as Frozen says. Like this week's Grandmaster Nightfall requires the Shadowkeep DLC, but that doesn't mean... Bye. But then like next week is Birthplace of the Vile, which would require the Witch Queen one. But then there's ones that are free, like Insight Terminus is free. But that's just GMs. A lot of the in-game content in this game, most of it's behind DLCs, but there are some free-to-play stuff. So the most recent raid, King's Fall, was brought back from D1 and brought into D2. That's free-to-play. It's a free-to-play dungeon as well, but then there's like 5 other dungeons that aren't, and require various DLCs. So like if you're just starting in the game, honestly it's a good idea to just start free. You know, start leveling up, start just, you know, checking out what you like about the game, and then if you do enjoy stuff, you can consider buying. And I always recommend the latest DLC. If you're just going to buy one, I'd always recommend the latest one. But because Lightfall comes out in a month's time, I'd probably recommend waiting for that, to be honest. The reason I always recommend the latest one is just because that's where more people are playing. You know, more people are playing that content. So it's easier to find players, you know, to join and like do other in-game content with. You know, you want to do a raid with another team. You know, do stuff like that, well, it's a lot easier when you've got the latest DLC. Because the new DLC comes out in a month's time, it's probably just better to wait for that. So there's one DLC per year as well. She's okay, Ricardo. Surgery's fixed on the 23rd. You'll leave another 3 days or next week to the city. Ah, yeah. So it's the later date. Because, yeah, you said you weren't sure if it was going to be earlier or later. Income tax Welsh. Bro, tax is so annoying now. I now know how Americans feel. Because like, normally, here when you have like just a proper job, you work for another company, your tax gets paid automatically if they do pay as you go. So like your employer just gives you your money and the amount that gets split off for tax just automatically goes. And it's just all done automatically, and at the end of the year when I file a tax return, it's any deductibles you want to claim, and that's it. It's like, if you don't even want to claim any deductibles, it's basically just submit the form with all the stuff that's pre-filled in because the tax office has already filled it in for you. And that's it. But now, with this fucking job, I have to actually save money for tax and shit like that. Make sure I've got enough money to actually pay my taxes, etc. Ugh, so annoying. Pax Mechanica. Funny. Ah yeah, West Skyford. The double unstoppable phase is the second time the shield goes up, so yeah, the last phase. Yeah, the first time the wizard's shield goes up is the 2 wizards spawn. And the second time is the unstoppables. I'd highly recommend though, slowly damaging the boss. Don't do too much damage to the boss, because you can actually split up all the spawns. So don't have all the enemies spawn at once. Instead of getting like all the boomer knights and all the wizards and all that at the same time, you just do a tiny bit of damage to the boss at a time. You'll get like a wave of knights, and you know, a couple of acolytes, and then that's it. And then a wave of another knights and a couple of thrall, and then that's it, you know. And it kind of just like splits it up into more easier to manage groups, instead of having like all the enemies at once. That's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make with this GM. It's just like trying to melt the boss, like shoot it as fast as they can. And there's no need. Oh, nuts, chat. I was able to kill that one knight with my super. You ever seen a super as strong as this one? Might need a nerf chaos reach, yeah. too good. Idea, how's it going? Another reason to nerf Geomags, even though I don't have them on. Well, the Acolytes, just the wizard left. Having fun with the wizards? Not really, no. Puff Eternal Warrior Ragdoll, so you can look like the Easter Island head. You're alone. Ow, that hit. What a shot. Good. Okay, that's kind of cool. I found the edge where it opens but then doesn't shoot. That's actually nice. Limrad, catch you later. I'm gonna hang out. Figured I might as well use some because it's heavy there. And Bundy did it, and Magico, thank you for the follows, appreciate it. Is there any over here? Yep. Yeah, the nades. I'm not staying there. Dead. What are you doing? Alright. Oh. Oh, another one. Hopefully my Chaos Reach can kill snipers here. Kill him. I thought there'd be more. There it is. So it felt like there's going to be more Thrall. There you are. They took their time. Game just gave you a glaive pattern from Wellspring. Weren't they adding it to just come from the evidence board or something anyway? So... Perry, how's it going? Alright. Anti-barrier Arc Souls would be amazing. People were speculating on like Arc Souls doing anti-champion stuff, but they don't jolt, right? So I can't remember what it was. Was Jolt Overload, I think, is what they announced. But because Arc Souls don't do Jolt or anything like that, then... And yeah, unfortunately Arc Souls won't do anything on their own. Are you farming Aloys, Reops? That's why you're doing it? Okay, makes sense. You shouldn't have gone to work today, Terry. Sounds like you had a bad day, that sucks. Jolt and Blind for Overload Unstoppable. Yeah, so Arc Soul won't do any of that. Need 27 Aloys. Why do you need that many of them? Yeah, I mean, he probably wants to store them up for new DLC. New DLC means like maybe A lot of new crafting weapons. If you think about it, Witch Queen had not only the seasonal crafted weapons, but also had the destination, like, you know, the throne world itself had 6 craftable weapons as well. And then the raid would have craftable weapons most likely too. So at minimum that's, what, 18? 6 from seasonal, 6 from destination, 6 from raid. We don't know if there's like anything extra as well. They'll probably add just like a few more world drop ones, you know, like they did with Taipan. Although we don't know, like I'm honestly expecting a blog post, you know how they've done with the other stuff. You know, the build crafting blog post and the focusing one. I'm expecting one for crafting. I reckon there'll be one. They talk about the future of crafting. Maybe they'll, you know, change direction. Maybe there won't be that many crafted weapons. Maybe they'll only have raid weapons are craftable, or... You know, the destination ones might not be, etc. Remember the mess of crafting mats at Witch Queen launch? Oh, I don't even remember the names of them. Yeah, there were so many materials. They got rid of that pretty fast though. It's like a few weeks in, maybe a bit more, but it was within the first season. It was like a mid-season patch, and they were like, you know what? Let's just get rid of all these extra crafting materials that aren't really adding much value to the game. See if I can do the thing with the Shrieker that I did to the last one. It's sketchier with this though, because there's less cover. Okay, no. No, this one didn't do that. Still shot. Hoarding alloys now just means you're going to lose them if Dim dies for a bit. What do you mean? Ask people in chat, they've lost entire golf. Oh, you mean just... Yeah, okay. Shit going to your postmaster. Oh shit. Fuck, that was... I shouldn't play that bad. They'll spy for a particular reason. Yeah, I needed a lower light level weapon, and my Storm Chaser was too high, so I put on Cell Spy. To get to 1580. It was perfect. And technically this is actually better at long range stuff. Like it's a lot easier at like this kind of range than Storm Chaser, which misses some of its burst. Potentially. So, you know, I'm happy with it anyway. Got the dungeon bow, badge milk, nice. Congrats. Alright. they make crafting more streamlined. I mean, they've already teased that that's what they're going to be doing. They've already mentioned that. They said how they're going to... The only weapons that will drop red borders will be the ones that you can craft. So that way, you know, none of the situation where you get like a red bordered funnel web and people, you know, some especially newer players confused, like they thought that getting that red border means that they'll be able to craft that weapon, but it doesn't, it's just for the materials. It was confusing to some people, so they're removing that. The only red borders you'll ever get are the ones that are actually craftable. And something about materials, like either being easier to earn or something. Like more ways to earn materials or something. So we'll see. That's why I'm expecting a blog post. Like I was mentioning earlier, I'm expecting a blog article to explain what's happening with crafting. There's shit like that we need to know as well. Others need to drop more. And there's other things as well, like swapping between enhanced perks is a bit too expensive. Like if I've already put one enhanced perk on my weapon, I should be able to swap to another one for cheaper. So at the moment, like when you enhance a weapon, it's kind of like locked in. You don't want to pay more alloys and 2,000 materials and all that shit just to, you know, swap it from firing line to frenzy or something. You know, oh, usually use this for team activity, so I have firing line on it, but when I do a solo, it's useless. Or PvE and PvP weapons, you know. Makes people want to have two weapons because the cost of just swapping perks over, or the ability to have two perks on a gun, isn't there. Yeah, I just thought about a GM challenge, Terry, a no fragment run. I feel like that wouldn't actually be that bad. Just turn into a no ability run. Almost. Well, not even that, but like, yeah, just like main the weapons a lot more. Leaving that blue behind, unlucky. Once you've unlocked the perk, it's permanently unlocked. Yeah, the only issue with that is I can't see them actually doing it. Because on the data end, it means they have to store every single version of every single gun you've ever made for the crafting. So it's like increasing your vault size massively, theoretically. Because technically, that amount of data is the same amount, you know, as storing a gun in a vault almost. They have to remember every single perk you've had on a gun, so that you can swap between them. That's why I don't really see them doing it, but that's why I think if you own an enhanced perk, you should be able to just swap between the other ones for just like really cheap, and then it wouldn't really matter. You know, if I've put enhanced whatever on it, well, I can swap it to a different enhanced perk, and you know, whether I've owned it before or not, it's still really cheap. No aspects too. Might as well just say no ability run, you know? Vault space. Well, that's why my ideal solution would just be able to craft 2 perks on a gun. You know, be able to craft double perk guns, essentially. Would be great to me. You know, they could even increase the cost of applying the second perk. You know, you need 2 alloys to put the second perk on. I would pay that, just so that I don't have to ever, you know, swap the perks out or anything like that, you know. I'd rather that. Because then I'll never need to like recraft the gun anyway, because I'll have the 2 best perks that the gun has. That'd be my ideal solution. But they mentioned a technical limitation with being able to do that once before in a podcast. Being able to craft multiple perks. So hopefully they can either solve that technical limitation and then we can do it, or that's why I said the alternate to me is if they can't do that, just make it super cheap. Then it's easier to swap between, and you know, people are more encouraged to try out and, you know, change their weapons and not store so many, just because like if it only costs me, you know, 100 or 200 Doritos to just go swap the perk, I'll just go swap the perk. You know, it's not that big of a deal. They're gonna make Adept raid weapons have enhanced perks. They won't do that. What, have double perk normal guns? I mean, double perk normal guns would benefit all guns though, not just raid weapons though, is the thing. And enhanced Adept guns are supposed to be better than the normal gun anyway, just because it's, you know, an enhanced Adept. You get access to the Adept mods and the enhanced perks on the same weapon, so it should be better than the normal, marginally. They should add more Adept mods. Because sometimes there's a couple of Adept weapons that I don't even use Adept mods on. Heavies are good with Adept big ones, but primaries, it's like Adept reload maybe. Adept mag is terrible though. Like Adept mag in a lot of cases doesn't even increase your mag size because it's already at the cap with just normal backup mag. And it gives you like a negative handling or something like that. So sometimes it's like no benefit just for negative handling, and then other times it's, you know, an extra 1 bullet maybe if you're lucky for negative handling. Often ends up being pointless.
Here she comes.
Rebalance the Adept mods here. It's like right behind that pillar. It's really annoying to shoot. Go. Next we're gonna have the Sword Knights. And the Acolytes. There they are. Oh shit. Oh, that's bad. Fuck's sake. Acolytes, man. Alright. We good? Looks like that's it. Close. It's a little sketchy there. Should not jump into that. Inside. Bro. There it is, shields up. Means we're gonna get wizards, snipers. Sniper's dead. Bro, and hiding. Alright. Kinda would like my super back. Not that important. Go buy some stuff, Rector, but you don't want to miss this. Just silently vibe thing with the follows, appreciate it. Alright, when it gets to half health is when we get the next spawn. Do I want to wait for my super for that though? Because like Wish-Hander actually does decent damage, like the health bar goes down pretty fast. By shooting a few arrows. Should be using my heavy more just on the ads. Try and bait the boss over here. I like being on the left side for the next spawn just because. Let me set up. Just because there's 4 acolytes that come out of that door. That I can try and kill quickly. Nearly got my super. We should be okay now. There's a wizard there. Oh, hit my head. Alright. No. I thought I saw an acolyte near its feet, but I think it's just a wizard. Alright. Unstoppables will be next. Yikes. Do have our super for them. When the boss gets to a third, we'll get unstops. Dead with that block in the way, but whatever. Oh, there's. Alright. Some heavy out there I could grab. Alright. I could try and melt the boss, chat, or should I play it safe? Because there will be one more spawn of ads. So I could either just try and melt the boss's health, or I could play it safe, spawn the next ads, kill the ads safely. Safe, safe, safe. Patient, okay. Chat doesn't want me to die, that's nice. The funny thing is, I'd laugh if the safe ends up making it worse and the boss just beams me, but let's find out. I'll be honest, I can't remember what ads spawn. I know it's knights, a couple of boomers, but I don't know like what with them. Boomer knight. Oh shit! What the? Alright, man. That's what I was worried about, right there. That's what I was worried about, playing safe. Safe strat, cat. Oh, the safe strat. Hog. 1580 Arc Warlock solo GM on Scarlet Keep.
Eris, it's over.
It's over.
Is dead.
This is a relief to hear.
Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe for more, and thanks to our channel members Matt Smolik for the continued support.